Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Barcast TV and to another episode of Barcast Daily. It is April 22nd, 2023. We've got another great replay for y'all from two fantastic players, so let's go ahead and get into the game. Spawning on the left side of the map, playing as the Red Armada commander, it is Goopy. And his opponent, spawning on the right side of the map, playing as the Blue Armada commander, it is Raghna. So no strangers to the channel, both these gentlemen are sitting up way high on the leaderboard, sitting at about 46 true skill, respectively. So this should be a great match, and I'll introduce the map while both players are getting into their opening build orders. So this is Comet Catcher. Been featuring this map a lot recently, and I see so many games being played on this. So it's a pretty decent 4v4 map, a lot of mexes, a lot of flat open space here, so really conducive to that vehicle play, but we do see some bot lap openings for both players, and I'm sure we'll see that from one of these, and let's go ahead and look. And just as I say it, Goopy's going for a bot lope open here after two mechs, two solar collectors, so not opting for that little walk we see a lot of players do. And his opponent, Raghna, capping two mexes, going for a walk, and immediately into a bot lab. So pretty standard open from both these players. We see neither one of them opted to go for the vehicle plant. So bots versus bots, ticks versus ticks. Goopy commenting on Raghna's playstyle. Pretty interesting. I will say about Raghna though, he's got a very wide range of build orders, and I catch him experimenting a lot, trying different things. Definitely doesn't have a static play style, so that can be really difficult to play against a player like this who just has such a wide range. You never know really what he's going to be going for, and I mean, of course, without good scouting information, you can't really make a decision before the game starts about how Raghna's going to be playing. So this can really lead to an advantage. I mean, yeah, it can lead to an advantage. You might end up making a mistake, adding an LLT, or when he's playing super greedy, you might end up playing greedy yourself when he's playing aggressive. So really cool playstyle to see. And we see Goopy going for a walk already with his commander. He puts up one LLT into the front of his main base. Excuse me, just protecting this mechs, and has two pawns protecting this these two rear expansions from these incoming ticks. And a lot of shots end up missing there. We see two ticks on Goopy's side of the board, just trying to find some early damage here. Trying to catch one of these mexes. And he ended up getting on the other side of these units, so is he going to be able to take one out? No. Both those ticks go down, and that should trigger Goopy to start moving across the map with his own pawn. So we'll take a look and see what happens. We see both commanders stepping outside of the main base, heading towards the middle of the map, staring each other down. Mano a mano. Certified BA moment. I'm not quite sure what Goopy is referring to. Can only guess at what BA stands for, so we'll have to ask him if I end up running into him. You see Raghna has two turrets in the main base here. I'm wondering if these two bots are going to end up going back and assisting the factory here. See a fourth construction bot finally making its way out onto the map, so really just not expanding quickly here. He's protecting his main base, protecting his first initial mexes, and he's using his commander to expand. I really like these mex placements here. You can see how far you can actually build these mexes away from the actual deposit, and that allows this LLT here to protect the two mexes a lot better than if they were placed farther apart. So pretty cool move. Really like seeing players using the build range around these mexes to their advantage here. Looks like Raghna has this forward radar position here, so he's going to see these incoming grunts, and I'll take a look at these his player view here, and we can take a look and see about how he's going to be reacting to these units. See one grunt's moving back behind the main base, and he has so much build power in his main base. He has 4 construction bots assisting his bot lab, and he has this finally a double construction bot expansion gang here that's going to be capping mexes, adding on LLTs, and expanding across the board. So looks like these ticks are going to find a pawn here. That was a nice little catch. And we can take a look at Goopy's player perspective here. He's sitting in the middle of the board with his commander. He's got this nice forward radar positioning and kind of mirroring the play of Raghna. He's just expanding with the commander here, adding on LLTs, adding on solar collectors as needed. And a little slight difference here is Goopy has 2 expanding construction bots heading to the north and the south side of the map, so those will be expanding across the map. So pretty cool to see a little deviation in these players' playstyle here. So before this match gets too intense, I just want to say thank you all for subscribing to the channel, leaving me comments, liking the videos, and if you like this kind of videos, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think. If you have a replay you want to see casted, send it to me. Shout out to, oh goodness, shout out to Carlson for sending me a sending me a 4v4 replay. I'm going to be casting that sometime today or early tomorrow, and expect to see that on the channel. So Carlson, thank you for sending me that, and hope to see that replay and cast it for the first time. I don't really know the outcome. He was kind enough not to spoil the outcome of the game for me, so I can only imagine what happens in that game, and well, I'm excited to cast it. So we'll be seeing that shortly here on the channel. So this is a pretty interesting playstyle. We see Goopy has another forward bot lab here, so really foregoing the vehicle production here. He's already has a couple of maces out on the board, and he's going to be shelling this position from Raghna here. I'm expecting Raghna to throw down a second factory any moment here. He's sitting at about the same income you want to have double factory production, right around 25 mass income, about 300 power income per tick. So that's about the level to support 2 factory production for those of you who don't, really know exactly, hey, when do I add on a second factory? Well, pretty safe bet is about 25 mass income and around 250, 300 power. So just really depends on the amount of build power you have on the map, the amount of expanding engineers you have. So back to the game here. Looks like we have a run by here on the south side, and really it's going to be deflected by these pawns of Goopy here. We have another run by here on the top side of the map, getting past these slow moving maces, and that should be threatening this expanding engineer on the top side of the board. These pawns in the middle should be getting sandwiched by the pawns of Goopy, and it looks like this run by actually got some damage here, so it was able to take out the LLT, take out the mexes, and should find some additional damage here. And nice little run bys here, and looks like someone left a little note here on the board. He needs to make solar collectors. Goopy needs to make solar collectors on his main base. I don't blame him. It's a good place to make them. And still, this run by is continuing to get damage. So this run by on the north side finally found its way to the main base, and I don't see a static defense here to shoo away these pawns. So more mexes are going down. More solar collectors. Is he going to get some build power here? No, but that was a pretty effective run by here. So great job, Raghna, getting some great damage done there. And we see these 3 maces stepping forward here. So is he going to be able to take out this Mex of Raghna here? He's getting close to this radar positioning. I'm sure Raghna knows of that position of those units. Take a look at his player view. He sees the radar signatures, just continuing to harass, trying to move towards Goopy's side of the map. He's using this lane he has created by his commander to get access to Goopy's side of the map. So launching attacks from this central position here. Really cool to see how these high-level players are able to raid their opponents and get damage done while macroing at the same time. So if y'all like seeing these high-level 1v1 replays, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. I'd be happy to cast more of these videos for you. Really want to see the community grow and players improve. So, I mean, this helps me improve my own play. Definitely learn some of the nuances of the game through watching these high-level replays. So go ahead, hit the like button. And we'll continue to analyze this game. Looks like these two pawns are so low on health. They're going to get a construction bot here. This is great damage. Less than 10% HP pawns here. Just, sniping mexes, sniping construction bots. Finally see a battle here, and this mace number is growing. And it looks like Raghna actually went into this factory production here. So it's going to be getting some Janices out. I already saw one on the board here. Really great unit. It has these tracking rockets that do AoE splash damage, so really slow firing, but great against these high number of bots that are all clumped together. So great job countering your opponent's composition. Through some of the units, we see this pawn finally gets cleaned up by some ticks there. So not before taking some damage, and we see Goopy is using the power of this Lazarus to reclaim his expanding engineers. Reclaim these mexes, and so much value to be had from those res bots. So see an engagement here in the middle of the board. Raghna getting ahead of his opponent's units here, so he's going to be scooting back with these tanks for now, or really circling this position here. He's made his way in front of Goopy's army, so he should be able to continue to get damage as he moves through Goopy's side of the map. But there's really no mexes to be destroyed through here. He's already raided the position, and let's take a look at this. Goopy has made his way onto Raghna's side of the board. He's caught one construction bot. Another LLT goes down. One more mech. So great little raid there. Runs away. Just gets him a little bit of damage and doesn't want to, throw those units away, diving into the main base where we can see Raghna has quite a bit of pawns in position to deflect that attack. So looks like this game's slowing down for now. We can take a look at the player views and the incomes for now. We see Goopy sitting at about 38 mass per tick. Really doing a nice job of expanding to the top and bottom side of the board while maintaining the control of the center. And even though he's got some raiding, has had some raiding done to him, can easily recap these mexes through in this kind of middle side of the board while reinforcing this central position. So not the worst spot to be in for taking counter damage. At least he was able to salvage the north and south expansions. And looking at Raghna's board, he's got a lot of units, a lot of good radar coverage here. So many LOTs spaced across the board here, and he's going to be losing this bottom right expansion here. Goopy takes out an LLT, 2 mexes. Is he going to be able to get this next LLT here? Yeah, that goes down, so he's going to continue to get damage done here. So great counter damage done by Goopy. Punching back, making a game of it. We can see the statistics so far. Goopy is actually up by about 1,800 mass so far, so really nice position to be in. Or 2k mass, sorry. 2k mass is not a laughing matter here. I mean, that is quite a bit of tanks on the board. For those of you who don't know, 2k mass, well, these maces are about 130. These medium tanks are about 225 mass apiece, so you can do the math. Definitely a lot of units here in the center of the board. Are we preparing for a fight? Both players are posturing against each other. Looks like Goopy is lining up here just in front of his commander and factory. He wants to deny this expansion here. We see a couple of his own Janus have made their way out onto the board, so has he gone into 3 factory production? Oh no, that must have been a res unit from Lazarus, so pretty cool to see. Looks like we have a little battle. Goopy's stepping forward into this line of tanks. I don't know if this is the best trade. We see this beamer turret doing a lot of damage, forcing his opponent away. And that was a nice little trade there for Raghna. He's able to maintain this position here. Looks like he's going to sneak 2 pawns in to get these Lazarus. Are they both going to go down? Yeah, so great value there. See this run by on the bottom side is going to be caught by these pawns of Goopy. He's going to clean up this run by for now. And some great catch there. We see 1 pawn gets through with such little HP, but there's really nothing to kill, and that's going to be run down by these ticks. So great job using these fast-moving ticks to clean up any additional run bys. There's so much build power in the middle of the board here for Raghna. He has 5 construction bots assisting this land factory. His commander's continuing to add on LLTs. And in his main base, we see an additional 3 construction bots assisting that bot lab. So really good job using the power of these construction bots to get units out on the field more quickly. And Goopy's got to be shaving off this real forward expansion for Raghna, so really denying that expansion, denying mexes. These 2 construction bots are pretty vulnerable here. They're not going to be able to... 1 LLT is not enough to take out this many pawns, so great job catching 2 of those construction bots, and he should end up getting... these are stealth mexes? Huh, I'm not sure how you deal with those. Looks like kind of touching or running by them, and he's able to reveal this. I've never seen these built before. That's pretty interesting. See another group of ticks making their way onto the north side of the board. And still, both these armies are kind of posturing in the middle here. We see a lot of pawns, a lot of these maces, standing up against the medium tanks of Raghna. And really, Goopy is just looking to rotate around the board. He sees there's so much static defense, so much army here, but no, he's going to push in, so running forward with the pawns. This standing army is a little out of position, so Raghna's moving forward with his commander. Is he going to get a D-gun off? Yeah, takes out 3 or 4 pawns there. Shoots another D-gun. So you have a run by on the top side of the board, but really the action is here. these tanks are doing a great job of clearing out these maces, but all these pawns are doing a lot of damage here, shaving off these LOTs, taking out construction bots, and these pawns are in the middle, cleaning up these solar collectors, taking out construction bots. I think I heard a Janus go off here, some kind of EMP. Well, there's a big reclaim field forming here in the center of the board, and that is a lot closer to Raghna's construction bots, so should be able to suck this mass up here really relatively quickly, get that incorporated into his economy, and I think that EMP sound is just these cloakable twilights going down, so goopy able to sniff those out, moving around the board with his ticks. And this little cheeky expansion isn't going to get the mechs up. Triple LLTs are going to shoot that away, and we see a nice little 3-pawn run by making its way on a goopy side of the map, so here, another mech goes down, takes out a pawn with it, and finally see a lot of Lazarus out on the board for goopy. So this expansion gang looks like he's got a res order issued for this large circle here. So he's going to be trying to, resurrect these units in this area here. And nice little pawn run by is going to target this 6 construction bot expansion gang. He's trying to get a sentry turret up. It's going to get up before not losing about 3 construction bots there, so pretty good job. Looks like Raghna stepping forward with some tanks there. He shaves off a couple maces, really just wants to increase the space here, kind of draw a line in the sand to get control of this reclaim field, so great job. Looks like he's creeping forward with these beamer turrets, and really see a lot of these on the board. There's 6 or 7 of them right in this little center part of the board. So that's going to force goopy to attack around it. You really can't push into beamer turrets supported by tanks. It's a pretty tall order, and his commander's a little threatened here. He's going to step away. Goopy's moving back with his commander. He doesn't want to get sniped 16 minutes into the game. Still, we have these ticks looking for damage on the top right side of the board, but really the battle is right here in the middle. We see Janus and Stouts going after production here in the middle of the board, and it looks like goopy's running his own Lazarus into his opponent, and not before taking out the Lazarus of Raghna there. So both teams' resbots going down. I just see a few on the board for now. And still, there's just so much build power here for Raghna. He has so much build power here in the center of the board. It looks like he has 5 Stouts, 3 Janus, 2 Shell Shockers, and 2 construction vehicles on repeat coming out of that factory. See Raghna moving forward with these tanks. We see a large pawn army, stepping forward to try and push this attack back, but you can't run into these Janus. They do so much splash damage. 1 missile targets one grunt there, goes down, and that's gonna force Raghna to retreat. See 1 Janus shot connects, takes out a few of these pawns, and really goopy is able to, is he soaking up that reclaim? He's got an idle Lazarus right there in the middle of the board. And we can see Raghna's playstyle. He just creeps onto the board with more and more of this static defense here. So really using the power of these sentries and beamers to control his opponent's movements. See these pawns stepping forward, running into LLTs, taking them out, shaving off a couple mexes as he goes, but we still have this battle in the middle of the board here. You see tanks still trying to push goopy off this reclaim field. We see a couple maces trying to do their best against these units, but these Janus shots just do so much damage. Nearly one-shotting these pawns. And I see the standing army of goopy is thinning out here, so. And Raghna's moved into Tech 2, so he has this Tech 2 advanced vehicle plant out. He's making a lightning tank. I don't see a T2 engineer just yet. Looking to upgrade mexes, continuing to add on advanced solar collectors here in the middle of the map. There's so much power, so many LLTs here. You see just how much of the board he has controlled here. And still these lightning tanks making their way onto the board, taking out these idling pawns here. You can see how effective these T2 units are against the T1 bots. And finally goopy has some of his own tanks on the board, so finally constructed a vehicle plant here with his commander in the middle. But Raghna is pushing through this position here. We see he's creeping into the center of the board here with his units in static defense. Really pushing Goopy off the middle of the board, fighting over this reclaim field. And these T2 tanks might end up winning the game. We see 5 lightning tanks. There's really no answer for Goopy just yet. We see these bots are being killed as soon as they step off the production floor. And it's going to end up taking out one of these factories, taking out these construction turrets. And is this commander in danger here? You see Raghna's found the commander of Goopy. These lightning tanks are going to be shooed away for now by the tanks, these medium tanks. And see another run by here on the south side of the board. A couple pawns slipping through. I think these LOT sentry turrets are going to be more than enough to clear those off the board. These pawns are still looking for damage here, so, excuse me, ticks, still looking for damage, so trying to find their way, trying to get some counter damage here and slow down Raghna's aggression, but look at this board. So many beamer turrets. Just so oppressive to play against this really creeping style here. Not sure what the best way to deal with this is. I mean, like you can't really deal with this artillery. I mean, they shoot too slowly to deal with these, the HP of these units. If you are able to shell them from far away, you're gonna allow Raghna to kind of step forward with his own army and push those units back. So really, I think teching is your only option here. Is just recognizing how passive Raghna plays. Perhaps teching quickly into T2 will give you the firepower you need to take out the static defense style. And finally, we see some lightning tanks breaking through, so getting on top of the production isn't what you want to see. Goopy's pulling back with his whole army here. We see these 6 lightning tanks, getting so close to the production, so close to the eco of Goopy here. Let's see how much damage he's able to get done. He takes out 2 construction bots. These solar collectors are going to go down very quickly. All these advanced solar collectors are going to go down, so Goopy reclaiming one of his factories. He's trying to get these sentry turrets up to deal with these lightning tanks, but might end up getting this advanced bot lab here, and yeah, it's going to go down. Not before one hound gets out, getting repaired by these construction turrets, but Goopy's calling bro. These lightning tanks are going uncontested, rolling completely around the map, doing so much damage. I think that might be it. Yeah, so Goopy calls GG. Well played, Raghna. Takes another victory. And we can see just how much stuff he actually has on the board. So much mass sitting here in the middle. So many LOTs. Just crazy to see this playstyle. So, hope you all enjoyed the replay. See you in the next video.